channel, Life with Jennifer JM. I am your girl, Auntie Jen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, we still a talk about the politics thing. And you know, all we are going around and all we are go out there and talk about. Well, the poll, and was reading this article in the Gleaner, and it says, PNP slipping party race but holds slight edge over JLP in latest poll. But the headline of it says, Holness claw back as Golden lose ground in leadership duel. Now, I don't think that headline is fair. So say, Holness claw back. Any claw for claw, a Mark Golden. I wonder if you remember that Mark Golden was behind in the poll when the Labour them did a run them poll. One time Mark 12%, 18%, 130%, all back. Anybody claw, anybody. A Mark Golden claw Andrew Holness. And the headline shouldn't say Andrew claw back Mark Golden. The headline should have said Mark Golden still clawing. That's what it should say. Mark Golden still what? Mark Golden still clawing Andrew Holness. Mark Golden come from the back. And Mark Golden did a front. And all. Yes, on say him lose 3 points in it. But he still a clawing. So you can't say Andrew claw Mark, or Mark claw Andrew. Mark come from nothing, 14 member in a parliament. Listen to me. This article said Jamaica have Mark Prime Minister Holness. I want to talk about doctor, because I have no doctorate on his name. I want to stop this nonsense. And this man need to come out and clarify it. Him not no doctor on his name. Each time the man a banjinal, you know, run out with some nonsense about doctor. A leader of the opposition has average or above in the stewardship of their respective portfolio. 60% of respondents in the RGR Commission Dan Anderson poll opinion rate Andrew Holness' performance in office as very good or average, while 40% gave him a negative grade. A breakdown of the finding of the survey conducted between January 30 and February 12 among 1,201 registered voters aged 18 and over across the island show 14% of Jamaicans believe the Prime Minister is doing a very good job. 14%. That's why I say sometimes you have to read the article to get the sense of what the article is saying. Because if you just follow the headline, you mislead. 14% of Jamaica believe the Prime Minister is doing a very good job. 19% said he's doing a good job, and 27% note that the Jamaica Labour Party leader performance is average. In the survey, which has a margin of error 3%, 20% said he's doing a very poor job, and equally 20% said Holness has been in office for 9 years, is poor in his performance. For Golden, who had been leading the parliamentary opposition, People's National Party, for just over 4 years, 61% of Jamaicans believes that his performance is very good. And on average, over 39% have given him the thumbs down. A pullout of the findings show that 11% believe Golden's performance is very good, 12% said good, and 38% said average. At the same time, 19% believe his performance is very poor, while 20% think it's poor. The rating of both leaders come as the PNP hold a slight lead over the JLP in party standing, with 35.4% of respondents indicated that they would vote for the opposition party in a general election we're called right now, comparing to 30.7% that would vote for the JLP. Those uncommitted total 30.3% of respondents. The finding reflects a 4.4 percentage point decline in the PNP in the lead the PNP had in September 2024. Anderson Woods Market Research Service Limited team conduct the survey has put a different interpretation on the finding of the leader's performance. According to Anderson, both leader Holness and Golden have recorded net negative rating, where more persons regard their performance as negative, either poor or very poor, than positive, good or good. In this 40%, rate Andrew performance as negative, with 33 rating as positive, of a negative of 7% point, said Anderson. Holness performance look across the demographic group of age, and this is said there was only two categories that were outlined as far as Holness negative rating were concerned. He said more women than men gave him a negative rating. Then this is contrary to the Blue Dot poll, who said more women support him than that. So you see, the two poll them never add up. Blue Dot say more women love rate him, but now Dan Anderson poll is saying that more women than men gave him negative rating, with person 45 to 54 age group record the highest negative. Among those who rate Holness performance as positive, the number were equal for both woman and man. However, from an age perspective, and this is said, older voter rate him highest with 41%. Those in the 65 plus rating him positive, norm of 30%, as well as person in the age 55 to 64 age group. This is to be noted, as this is where the PNP normally gets its best support from, Anderson says. Because we are more wise and we are more understanding. Golden, he said, record the same overall negative percent for his performance as Holness, but his positive rating was 22%, giving him a net negative rating of 18% point. Those rating his performance as negative, Anderson note, were generally younger people 25 to 35 and those 35-40 age group. He said all other age cohort were below the norm of 40%. The veteran pollster said of the 22% who gave Golden a positive rating, these were mainly persons in 55 to 64 age group, averaging 25% from a gender perspective, both male and female. The result from the poll reflect a reversal of the pattern from September poll, where Golden recorded a higher positive rating than Holness, as well as a net positive rating of 8% point against Holness, net negative 14% point. The overall assessment is that Holness gained 5% point over the period, while Golden lost 10% point. Golden negative rating in then September came against the background of the strong performance of the party in the local government election in February. Momentum, which continued through the April poll and was at its peak immediately after the September poll conducted after the PNP annual conference, Anderson said. One analyst competitive, Dr. Christopher Charles, has assessed that there is a marginal lead of 1% point for Golden as challenger, which means that he is competitive in an elective election year. So him still have competition. He's still competitive, and we, the comrades, is going to make sure that when Andrew called the election, we are going out to vote, and not only that, we are going to be vigilant from the polling station to the counting center, that no hanky-panky in a play, because we must take out this corrupt government. This government must go. Tell me what you think about the article and what the article says. I think the headline should have been, Mark still clobber Andrew Holness. And you can take a listen to what Peter Bunting has said in regards to the PNP stand up against tyrant politician. Leave on a view, leave on a comment, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Life with Jennifer J.M. I'm your girl, Auntie Jen. Catch you the next time. Bye.
Absolute and unrelenting opposition to this bill. This brazen, undemocratic, and dangerous piece of legislation that seeks to undermine Jamaica's hard-earned democratic traditions. Let me be unequivocal. Let me be unequivocal. This bill is not about progress. This bill is not about governance. This bill is not about the betterment of Portmore. This bill is a cynical political maneuver designed to subvert democracy and manipulate the electoral boundaries for partisan gain.
That's what Warmington said. It's not me say so.
This bill is a wolf in sheep's clothing, dressed up in the language of development, but fundamentally rotten at its core. At its heart, it represents a blatant attempt by this Jamaica Labour Party government to gerrymander Jamaica's electoral map, bypassing the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, an institution that has for decades been entrusted with the independent and non-partisan responsibility for setting constituency boundaries.